Well, Darren, we've said a few times this season, if you can't win a game, key is not to lose it. And at the death, we managed to get a point out of that game. I mean, what's your view on how the game's gone?
Look, as you said to the BBC, I'm very humble, I'm quite a grounded chap. That point is a massive point. We could be looking at this so differently right now. Firstly, if Jermaine Anderson doesn't step into that space, regain the ball, because he comes from behind their player, to regain the ball, shows brilliant concentration and focus late in the game, great power, steps in front, wins the ball, gets fouled, and then Podgy's got good quality. We all know Podgy's got good quality. That's a brilliant point for us. We can't be great every week, and we'll take every point that comes. This is a competition that's based on points, and we've added another one today. So, I'm happy with the point. I can be unhappy about other things, but that'll remain firmly inside my dressing room.
And it wasn't the most. At times, it wasn't the most fluent of our performances that we've seen in recent weeks. But when Jim Kellerman went off, what did that change in your? What happened in your thinking? What was your?
We've got to put another player on. 10 on the pitch. We need 11.
Yeah.
Jim and Rowan and Jermaine have been the heartbeat really of the recent performances. So Jim coming out, he's a good player. Jim, big for us, very influential. Jim, his character, the way he goes about things. But what it meant was I didn't really like us early on too much, and I thought, I think this needs another centre forward. So again, when you've recruited players like Reece Brown, Podge needed, in my opinion, a rest in the same way I've rested Cuthbert at times this year. So to have Reece Brown there shows the good quality that we have still in reserve. And I wanted to get Reece on the pitch, and the performance didn't fit any sort of strategy or plan that we'd made, but that's football, I'm afraid. I've been in too many games where you don't get what you should have deserved to know how important points are when they come like that.
And when Podge came on in the second half, it seemed as though there was, maybe he just had a bit more composure, I don't know, but he came on and just, things settled a bit, didn't they, and had a bit more fluency.
Podge, Jim coming off meant we changed shape. Podge coming on meant we changed shape, and what we tried to do is put a player in an area of the pitch where we felt that we were being dominated. There's not too many times I've said that Ince and Anderson have been dominated, but we were being dominated territorially. And I thought just Podge being in there with his intelligence and his character, experience, would help us, and he did help us, and he gets in the right positions on the pitch, and he gets in the right little zones and pockets, and then he's got enough intelligence and quality to produce something from there, and he did help us massively, and that's why you recruit 19, 20 or 40 players if you're some clubs, or whatever amount, so that you have those attributes when you need them, and we needed him today in a huge way. And he stepped up, and to step up in that moment and take what is the last shot, really, just shows the man and the footballer he is.
Yeah, it was a terrific free kick, and as you say, it's sort of those moments when, well, that would have been it probably if he'd missed it, and
correct.
Instead, the crowd was happy or happier, and a great response at the end. And I think, looking at the results today, you can see at times the value of a hard-earned point.
Not all the time. We've got to remember what we are. We've got to remember who we are. We've got to remember the arena we're competing in. That's a brilliant point. It's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be pleasing on the eye. It's not always going to be wins. So that's a brilliant point. 3 wins and a draw in a calendar month. It's a brilliant return for us. Absolutely brilliant return for us, and the players deserve so much credit because I was very critical out there in the technical area of them, and they carried on, and Jermaine still stepped in at the right moment, got the free kick, and Armand's quality gets us a point. The value of a point's huge, absolutely huge.
Great summary, and then finally just a 2 weeks without a game.
Yeah.
So the plans for that? Does that give you opportunity?
Absolutely. I mean, so many of them have played every minute of every game, so some of them need a really good rest, some real downtime. Some need to spike so that they become more effective. It's probably a third of the squad need a spike in physical preparation for the next competitive game, and we really need to get them out on the training pitch and quantify with them what that looks like. It's, you look at our game, the basis of our game is speed endurance. It's the ability to reproduce high intensity over and over again. James Daly would be a brilliant example of that, and we need to work at that over and over and over, and it obviously gives us a chance to get them fit without trying to put them in a position where they may get injured, which is a massive thing. Hopefully we can get Wilkinson, somewhere closer. Hopefully we can get Corboa. I thought he would have been a brilliant use today, Corboa. We can get him closer. Rosie, we need to push now in terms of physicality. So yeah, lots of work to do, but November's been a really good month for us, as well as I know we got beat on Wednesday, but I saw a lot of good qualities in that performance, and the ability to take a point where it could be snatched away from you is a great quality to have.
Well done on a brilliant November, and we'll see you 3rd of December against Maidstone, but we'll probably hear from you before then, I'm sure, but we'll see you then.
Top man.
Okay, thanks.